Hello everyone, it's Chadman here. Now, I just wanted to update you on a few things that have happened in the last couple of weeks with relation to myself personally and how that's going to affect things relating to YouTube. Now, about a week or so ago, I got hit with a lovely case of bronchitis. Now, for those of you who don't know, that's chest infection, things of that nature and stuff like that. Now, I did go and see the doctor. Part of the problem with that was the fact that essentially what happened is that, you know, when you take a full lungful of air, I could literally get maybe 35% of that full lungful of air. And so as a result, I was having panic attacks. I couldn't breathe properly. I couldn't relax. I couldn't breathe properly when I was sleeping. I was waking up. And so I had quite a few nights where I was getting pretty much zero sleep at all. So as you can imagine, that was pretty good fun. Still got the vestiges of the cough. You can hear it in the background. Now, that was obviously fun and games. Now, I went to see the doctor and he gave me an inhaler and drugs and stuff like that. Now, these drugs, obviously wonderful things, antibiotics. Not only do they try and clear up the infection, but they also make you nauseous. So I wasn't really eating a lot either. So essentially, it was a case of just sit back and wait for it to clear. So I was watching a lot of television and relaxing and all the rest of it. And one evening, afternoon I should say, while sitting down watching Deep Space Nine, a bit of nostalgia there for you, for those of you who are not familiar with it, I had an absolutely huge and massive pain in the back of my right eye. Now, I had absolutely no idea what it was, but it completely affected my eyesight almost immediately. And it was a bit of a problem. Now, I've had a few spasms on the eye before. And for those of you who are not aware, normally when it comes to sighting and things like this is something you learn when playing snooker, is you have a dominant eye. Now, for some people it's the right eye, some people it's the left eye, but whichever is your dominant eye, or if you've got balanced eyes, depends on where you put the snooker cue when you're doing your aiming. So I knew I had a dominant right eye. Now, I ended up going to the hospital. My friend Chris took me to the hospital the next day. I tried to sleep it off because that's what I've done beforehand, and it kind of fixed the issue, sort of made it less pronounced. And so I went to the hospital and they basically said that I need to go for some eye tests because I've basically been using the right eye way too much to the detriment of it, and essentially it had a little bit of an episode and spazzed out. It's still a little bit sore. It looks like I've had a fight, so hence the reason why I'm not on the camera. So as a result of that, it meant that I couldn't actually see the screens properly. So I've literally spent 4 days away, not even looking at the screen, not even looking at the monitor, nothing, in the hopes that, you know, it will rest the eyes and basically try and improve things. So what that means then is that the output from my channel at the moment is going to be a little bit less than it usually is. I may not be able to. Now, what I was thinking of doing is I've done a Napoleon Total War, and there's about 4 episodes basically waiting to go for the next month, and I could conceivably roll those out over the course of the next week, or maybe every other day, something along those lines, while I rest my eyes and do that kind of thing, because I've also been off work as well. So that's what I'm looking at the possibility of doing at the moment. But obviously, you guys out there, you know, you enjoy the content. I wanted to let you know what was going on, what the deal was, why I've been pretty quiet on Twitter and just generally with lack of comments on feedback and stuff like that. So it was just a case of letting you guys know what was going on with me. How that will affect the future of the channel. It will be back on track eventually, but it's going to take a little while just for things to settle down, you know, get the drugs out of the system and all the rest of it, and blah, 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 blah. And also get a set of glasses. Now, I'm going to have to go for the eye tests and get myself a set of goggles. So, essentially what it will do is it will correct the vision in the eye to a certain degree and mean that the left eye gets used more than it has been before, and the right eye gets used a little less. That hopefully should reduce the strain on the eye and produce less chance of a spasmatic episode that occurred recently. So that's essentially the situation we're looking at the moment. Now, for those of you who have been enjoying the content, I'm very glad to see it, and you can see that the channel is continuing to grow and is doing quite well. So my thank you to everybody out there who has been watching and has been viewing and enjoying the content. Obviously, comments, feedback, all that kind of funky stuff is always welcome. So that's pretty much it, boys and girls. Nothing else to say other than that. I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. If for whatever reason my spelling is off or something like that, or the words that I type in don't seem to make sense, bear in mind it could still be because of the eye. And one of the problems I had was sort of judging spatial distance, so it made driving kind of a bit tricky. So it's settling down now, and I'm just about to go out and get some more drugs. Drugs, got to have the drugs, which are essentially painkillers. So it was a bit of a scary moment, to be honest. I thought I'd had a stroke or something where, you know, and that would have been a serious, serious problem as far as I'm concerned, because as you guys know, I'm not exactly what you call the fittest person in the world. So that essentially, boys and girls, is a quick update on what's going on. And I just wanted you guys to be aware of what is occurring and that I am still alive. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.